Dude's big.
Yeah, he like this.
Yeah.
He's so fucking top heavy.
Just like his chair just.
I didn't. Okay, so since we're recording, I didn't mean to call Austin top heavy.
Wait, did we get that?
I did record it when he said since we're recording.
Okay, no worries.
Dang, so now.
we missed the shit talking.
So then that means you told a joke, but nobody knows a joke now.
All you know is the punchline.
That's true.
So at the end of the podcast, we have to tell the joke.
Oh, that's a lot of pressure.
You have to remember that.
Okay, we gotta remember to tell the joke. Oh, okay, all right. So, what's up? What's going on, Kyle?
We're here.
We're here.
We're here, man.
Dude, it's a good day.
Long road.
Start of a new month.
Well,
second of the month.
So I have to admit, I feel like I talked to you about the podcast process pretty early on.
Yeah.
And when you're like, hey, would you be interested? And I said yes. I thought I would be sooner on the list than the actual slot that I got.
I mean, I think this is a prime slot because now we're warmed up. If people would argue that this is a better slot than the beginning slots,
right?
Because now your voice is going to be beautiful.
Hear me out. So I saw Tyra go on first.
That's true.
I was like, okay, well, she's a chick. She's all right looking, probably good for the numbers. So that's why she went before me.
Okay, that's fair rationale.
Okay, and then I see Austin, and he's the owner of the business and wonderful new family. That's the class. He gets on for his class.
Sure.
Fine. I'm cool with that. But bro, I've seen that, like, Alex. You had Alex on before me.
Actually, nobody. Well, yeah, that's true.
You had so many people on before me, and I was at first it bothered me, and then I was like, then I started thinking how you're thinking. It's like we have so much shit to talk about now.
It's true.
Content to fill our time.
It's true. There's a lot, and I think this is the prime spot. This is the prime spot because I was just using them as warm up for this one. For now. Right now. That's why this one's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
So who are you?
Wow. That's a lot to unpack.
Start with the name first.
Yeah, my name's Kyle Sommer, and I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I did 10 years and 3 tours in Iraq, and I was medically retired for chronic PTSD. The Army just kind of said, hey, it's time for you to go be great at something else. And that was tough, but you carry on your mission and you find something else. And I found fitness, and paired with my passion for fitness, I found the ability to coach. To coach is not just the knowledge that you have. You have to be able to transfer knowledge as a coach, and that's where I excelled. I don't have the knowledge that a lot of coaches have, but my ability to transfer knowledge is very high, and so I can help a lot of people.
Yeah, and explain that. What would be when you say transfer knowledge, what do you mean?
Yeah, so if I want you to move a certain way, you have to be receptive to that, and sometimes you get with people that are not good at doing that. Personality's got to click. That's another big part of it. If I want to teach you how to eat, how you should eat, you have to have the capacity to understand all of that. And there's a trust factor in that as well. So it's a big responsibility when somebody trusts you with their health and wellness. I take that very seriously.
Yeah. And so you think that you have the ability to be able to, for people to understand what you're trying to put across, you think you have a very good way of putting it so that they understand it easier.
Yeah, I've been able to help a lot of people just being able to effectively communicate really simple things. Yeah. It's not hard what I do. I don't have a degree for it.
Yeah. And then how long you been doing fitness now?
So a little bit over a decade.
Okay.
When I first got out, I applied for a job at Gold's Gym.
Like most.
Sure. Yeah.
First timers, like most people when they first start off, they go get that local gym, that job.
Yeah.
And they start there.
Well, and I was still, comparatively, I was still young at the time.
Yeah, and back then, online coaching wasn't as big, or there wasn't really many other avenues.
There was not. So I went in. I just kind of felt like I bombed the interview, and I got the phone call. Hey, man, we're not gonna move forward with you. And I was like, can you tell me why? Because I was very open and honest with them about why I was retired from the military, the mental battles that I go through. I told them everything, and I said, no, we can't tell you why. We're not gonna go forward with you. Now, I might be putting this together in my head, but it's like, hey, maybe if I wouldn't have told him that, So is this thing a crutch? I don't want it to be a crutch. I really don't want it to be a crutch. But sometimes the hardest part is admitting it is a crutch. And that's very difficult for a lot of veterans. I'll say younger in the process, younger in the recovery process that I am. And please don't get me wrong. I don't speak for every veteran. Absolutely not. Every story is individual and deserves its own individual respect. At the same time, there are a lot of veterans that I know that think similar on some things. So got about like half street cred.
There you go. Yeah, it's not bad.
But that was probably a great blessing in disguise. I walked into a CrossFit gym and I helped build that gym in 5 years from, a couple of stall mats on the floor and a couple of bumper plates to 2 fully built out physical locations. I played a pretty big role in that.
Okay.
On multiple levels.
And was that here in Austin or a different location?
Yeah, so this was all in Austin. So the fast history of CrossFit in the Central Texas area is the first gym was CrossFit Central downtown, their downtown location. Yeah. The second affiliate in the area was CrossFit Leander.
Okay.
So those were the 2 original OG gyms.
Okay.
A lot of people that went to CrossFit Leander initially, that core group is the group that exploded and branched out, and that's where you get Grand Mesa CrossFit, you get CrossFit Liberty Hill, Georgetown CrossFit now. There's so many great CrossFit gyms out there, but all those people used to train together. So it's pretty neat to see. And we have competitions, and that brings everybody together, and it's nice to reminisce about, I guess, the old days now.
Yeah.
Dating myself, 39 now.
39 now. Woo, you're
Yeah.
1 from 40.
Next year's a big 4-0. So
How's that feel? How do you feel at 39?
oh man, do I go cocaine and strippers at 40? I think that's probably appropriate.
I think that's the only way.
I'm just kidding, man. We'll have to see when we get there, where we're at for sure.
Well, how do you feel at 39?
I feel good.
Relatively,
Overall,
relatively good.
relatively good. I got 10-year-old Army knees.
I don't think anybody does as much foam rolling and as much stretching as Kyle here, dude. Kyle's always doing.
I'm so old, man. Sometimes that's all I can do.
Always doing something. He's on top of it though.
Lean over on a foam roller and
Yep.
take a nap.
Dude, foam rolling is quite an amazing thing.
You have to. You have to fall in love with recovery, which is probably
I'm
the
learning
most
that the hard way.
boring shit to do.
And almost none of the fitness models on Instagram or the fitness influencers on Instagram really post the warm-up part or the recovery part. And then you get a lot of us that are like, oh, well, I want to look like him. And so let's just go work out. And then nobody warms up, nobody recovers, and then now here you are, chronically injured.
Yeah, you're old enough to understand that.
Yes.
For sure. How old are you?
27. I'll be 28 in a couple
27. But you're very young, but you've been through that athletically with
Yeah.
with fighting and lifting and gymming for a good portion of your life, correct?
Yeah, fighting's relatively new, but the gymming, it's been going since I was 17. Yeah, since I was 17.
So you started in high school.
Yep, last year, senior year, right after we graduated high school, we started. Me and Philip, we would go to the gym 7 days a week. We'd go to Fort Hood, to the one of the only CrossFit gyms in Killeen was on Fort Hood, and we used to go to that gym.
It was in one of the gymnasiums.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was in the gymnasium.
So I'm going to date myself a little bit more. But
It was a church, wasn't it?
so
That's
excuse
where you
me.
were going.
I hope you got that. So as I was getting out of the Army, the last unit that I was in before I got out, it was the lumberjack brigade. I can't remember exactly the unit number of it, but they were the battalion, the brigade that was doing the pilot program for CrossFit to see if you could fit CrossFit into what was the PT structure, which was getting up at 6:30, PT formation. You do PT for an hour and a half, and then after that you start your day. It ended up you needed too much equipment. I mean, you're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of soldiers.
Yeah.
All working out at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You can't fit them in a gym. You can't. So they came up with these ideas. They would just have connexes with the equipment in it, and tried that out for a while, and you still couldn't you couldn't supply the volume. So we ended up doing a lot of like 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats.
A lot of Cindy.
And running. Yeah, just a lot of Cindy. Different variations of Cindy. So that was my little taste of that, even before I got out and like had officially gotten into CrossFit. So yeah, I'm old as fuck.
Not that old. You still look good.
I look good.
Still in good shape.
Absolutely look good.
You're still in the gym hitting the
I
watts
appreciate
from
that.
time to time. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, buddy.
Not
It's good to have
lately.
you- It's good to have you here.
Not lately, man.
No,
Did you hear about my balls?
What happened to your balls?
So I got a vasectomy,
Oh,
and I mean, people knew about it. It's not a big deal. I'm not.
sure.
That doesn't bother me sharing that. But I keep hearing how easy and just great the surgeries have been, and the recoveries are
Oh, no.
You're
You're
like
the
nice.
1%er.
My doctor was like I was playing tennis 3 days later or something like that, and so I was like, cool. So I did nothing for like 8 days, and then for whatever reason, me and the wife were going down. It was Mr. Nasty time. I went to check, and the suture had busted. So I've got a hole in my nutsack. And I'm like, well, we're not going to do Mr. Nasty time, but I mean, I had to get into the doctor. And so I got in.
So fucking dumb.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, you're fine.
God damn it.
So I had to get into the doctor. My doctor's on vacation. I'm seeing his nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
So I get in for my appointment. Nurse practitioner's not there. She's at another hospital. It was a paperwork snafu. So the poor receptionist, I'm like, look,
Oh, no.
I was like, get another doctor, get a nurse. Okay, I need somebody to look at this thing and tell me that my dick is not going to fall off. And she's like,
What is the level of panic right now?
well, okay, sidebar, you kind of have to have a reference for that,
Okay.
because I've been to combat.
So
So my level of panic is probably not what some others' level of
So,
panic.
okay, to normal people's panic.
The level of normal people's panic?
Yeah.
We're getting up there. We're at about a 7 or 8, probably.
So-
We're on a 10 scale?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 to 10.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think a 7 or an 8 right
Yeah,
now.
but
Okay.
I was cool, man. I was like, I don't mind being blunt to people.
Sure. You don't mind if
Um,
you're, like,
I try to be nice about it. So she's like, yeah, we'll get somebody. So a nurse, this wonderful man, got to give his professional medical opinion on the hole in my nutsack. And he said it didn't look infected. You know, we'll get you in tomorrow to see, you know, a real doctor. So he was good. We dressed it up, and then little tuxedo, no, Band-Aid and shit. And,
Did they fill this hole?
no. So he was just a nurse. So he like I said,
you
I just wanted
so-
somebody to tell me that my dick
like, is
wasn't
it-
going to fall off.
So can you get it pierced now? Like, can you have a nutsack piercing?
No. So I don't know if you're thinking like a hole through and through like a piercing. No, this was
Yeah.
like a laceration, split and then open and then like
Oh.
dick parts.
Oh. Yikes. You took a picture, didn't you?
Oh, I don't think I did. So look, this thing freaked me out. Like I've been in some stressful situations, but this thing freaked me out. I was freaked the fuck out. It was bothering me. It bothered me mentally for a
You
while.
should. Yes, that seems fair. Like, yes. Like,
So the doctor finally saw it, and they're like, look, it's not infected. It's healed enough from the inside that we don't need to resuture it. We're just going to let it go. It's just going to take longer. I'm not going to tell you how long, but it's going to take longer than it should. And so this whole time, I'm like, was so excited to come do this thing. But yeah, there's like a hole in my balls right now.
that's intense.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, that's.
And so I haven't been able to work out, and that's fucking with me. So I'm like fiending, man.
I know. I'm the same way. Like, I've now been. It's been a month since I've lifted weights.
Look, I'm probably the laziest
Oh.
fitness coach
No, I think I might have you beat.
that there is.
Oh, I'm not fitness coach though.
Look, the coaches in our gym, they work hard.
Dude.
I don't work that hard. I've just worked for longer.
Ah, see? Hey. Sometimes it's longer, not harder.
Yes.
Yeah. So what'd you do in the military?
So I was a 12 Bravo combat engineer. I joined right after September 11th.
Okay.
So September 11th happened, and I was finishing my freshman year of college. And I was looking for a summer job. I walked by a recruiting station, walked in.
Rest is history.
Rest is history. So I
And
went to
which
my
one?
so I went to my
Army?
I did. I went into the Army,
Oh.
yeah. So I went to my my professors that year, and I said, "Hey, look, I'm leaving. You can let me take the final early, or I'll fail the class." And they all let me take the final early. Went into the Army, basic training, Fort Leonard Wood. It's like infantry with demo. We know how to blow shit up.
Okay.
So it's not
Yeah.
it's
My
not
dad did EOD.
it's not the construction kind of engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad did EOD. When did he serve?
20 years ago from 2015. I think he retired in 2015, 2016, so 20 years prior to that. so
Okay. He did
96.
20 and got out.
Yeah.
2015. Okay, so we were in at the same time.
Okay. Yeah. He's been at Fort Hood we've been here now probably 12, 13, 14 years-ish, somewhere in that range.
Right. You don't have to tell me his name. I don't want you to tell me his name, but what did he do?
What do you mean?
What does he do in the Army?
He was in EOD.
He was
and
EOD,
then,
right.
Before that, he was 82nd Airborne, but then his knees started messing with him. So they went EOD. And then he got out at 20. At his 20. And then now he works for Applied Technologies here in Austin. So he's working on the second retirement. I
got some crazy EOD stories, man.
Oh, he's got some crazy stories too.
Sorry, I don't want.
What's EOD for those that don't
Oh, yeah. EOD is explosive ordnance disposal for those who are listening.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Good catch. But yeah.
It's a good dude you got there.
Yeah, no,
He's on his shit.
Yeah, he is. It's fantastic. It's good. He's been killing it at work too. I'm proud of him.
That's awesome.
He's doing better. Doing well.
Thank you, Jeffrey,
Thank you, Jeffrey.
for all you're doing for the podcast.
It's wonderful. People love it. Well, so they say. I don't know.
So he's probably told you some crazy.
There's some crazy stories. Not
Yeah.
necessarily anything he's been involved in. Just stories, whether because he's always worked with, APD and he's worked with the SWAT team. He's worked with all those guys, so he's heard crazy stories from them too. And just,
The 20 years he was in and the time frame he was in, he never deployed?
oh, he did 6 times, 7 times.
You just haven't heard those stories.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't really talk about it.
It's hard to talk about, man.
I would imagine so.
It's very hard to talk about. I'm like 10 years into my recovery. And I mean, everybody, again, I don't represent all veterans. Veterans recover at the same rate, or at different rates. They just have such different experiences, and you just can't put a label on it, man. You can't put a time on it. So, but I am recovered enough in my process that I feel like I can tell some of those stories.
Sure.
So I got a badass EOD story for you.
Let's hear
So,
it. I'm excited.
all right. I'm going to drink for this.
Go for it. Go for it. I mean,
So I'm going to try to tell it with without saying things out loud that I don't need to say out loud.
fair enough.
So there will be a level of discretion I owe you and the viewers at. But I can give you my account of it. So my third deployment, we were in South Central Baghdad, and there's this little spot called Sadr City. If you followed any of the war, you may or may not have heard it in the news. Sadr City was the last stronghold of the insurgents at that time, in Iraq, at least in Baghdad, in the greater Baghdad area. And they pretty much had a section of the city walled off, man. And nothing came in or went out that they didn't want to. It was bad. So we had a mission up there because we were America, and we're coming to kick in your fucking door since you won't open it.
Mm-hmm.
So as engineers at the time, we were route clearance. So our job was mobility and counter mobility of coalition forces in the area. And you do that by clearing routes of IEDs, improvised explosive devices. Basically homemade bombs. They make bombs out of shit, different shapes and sizes. And they line the roads with them, and they try to blow our vehicles up. So the engineer's job was to go out and find those. We got pretty good at it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I hate to use that word, man, but I was really good at it.
There's a satisfaction of being really good at something.
Yeah. So I was never naturally good at anything, man, coming up. I wasn't an athlete or anything like that, but when I got into the Army, I was a good soldier.
Yeah.
And I was a good engineer. And for whatever reason, when you put me in the front of that convoy, I was good at finding bombs. I could put the situation together. So you're not driving along the road and there's a bomb, clearly plain as day, just laid there right on top of the ground, maybe with a little sign that says bomb.
With an arrow pointing at it.
Yeah, made by Acme.
Don't drive here.
So you have to put the situation together. And I'm not going to get too much into that. Those are trade secrets. However dumb that may sound to other veterans, I don't give a fuck. But I was really good at it. I did it well, and I enjoyed doing that. For every IED that we got off the road, we saved, potential American lives. So they sent us in first to breach into this city. This is right around the time. Don't quote me. I think it was either right before or right after Chris Kyle's encounter.
Okay.
In Sadr City. I think it was his last mission before he got out. where he finally got the gentleman that he was looking for. Have you researched that?
So I haven't read the book. I've only seen the movie.
Yeah.
So how
We have
accurate it could be, but
yeah, we have a good frame of reference there. But so it was around that time, and we were going in and we were clearing the route, and then they would bring in walls behind us. And this is for all eyes to see, so I'm not giving away any like mission secrets or TTPs or anything like that. Like, we do this in their country. They observe us do this.
sure.
And we went in one time, and we probably ran into about 14 IEDs total in about a 200-meter stretch.
Oh,
Yeah, down and back. So, a couple football fields. Like, you
Yeah.
can see the other side.
yeah.
As soon as we turn onto this road, we just start getting hammered. Small arms fire, RPGs, IEDs start going off. And we're used to like one a night, two a night maybe. But they're just stacked.
Yeah.
You know, one after the other after the other. So we're like, all right, this is gonna be a fight. Probably took us 2 hours just to get down that 200 meters. And then we had to resupply and turn around and come back. There was one instance where we had one of the IEDs suspended on an arm, dangling by its command line. And we're taking small arms fire. We're kind of pinned at that point. And EOD jumps out of his vehicle under fire, runs up, grabs this bomb, puts it under his arm, pulls out his Gerber, clips the command wire.
And what's a Gerber?
I'm sorry, pulls out he's got little pliers with him,
Okay.
pulls out his pliers, cuts the command line, and runs back in his vehicle with this bomb. So we can keep shooting and moving. Yeah, it was insane. Some of those, right? We can't speak for the entire bunch, but some of those fuckers are batshit crazy.
I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, man, I've heard some crazy stories, and I'm seeing most people have seen the Hurt Locker, a Hollywood representation, but a representation nonetheless.
Jeremy Renner?
Yeah,
Renner, not Renier, Renner.
Renner. Yeah. I think it's RENNER.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Some of the Hollywood representation stuff, but then again, you know, that's kind of why I stopped in my story where I stopped, because you don't want to give out, you know, real American TTPs, which are tactics, techniques, and procedures. You really don't want to show those intricate details
Sure.
for everyone to see.
Sure. Makes sense.
But I'll tell you what Jeremy Renner did an amazing job of was how locked in you have to be.
Mm-hmm.
How locked in he had to be to that role. At least how locked in you have to be to do that job, that EOD job in combat.
Yeah.
Ice in the veins, man.
I don't know. I've heard like the training process, and it's also one of the hardest MOSs to get into, because you have to have one of the highest ASVAB scores.
You got to be in the top.
Yeah, you got to be up there. And I don't know how he did it. I've heard the training stories, like people attempting to do it, like people trying to get into EOD. I've heard what they've had to do, and it's crazy. They have to throw that whole suit on, which weighs a dick ton. And I think they put them in a pretty hot, a pretty hot room, and you have to walk around in it, for a long period of time, and just crazy stuff. You got to really want it.
Well, and that's what we have to do. We have to temper our soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
You got to really want it.
You can't send.
You really want to be that person.
You can't send untempered soldiers to combat.
Sure.
You can't do it. This army right now, they got it tough, man. This is a non-wartime army.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah. What do you think the difference is?
Very obviously and very literally, there was a war going on.
Sure.
So,
well, I get that part.
well,
Kyle.
but that's it. It's as basic as that. So,
but what's the difference in people's attitudes or people's?
that's a different discussion about
fair enough.
the state of patriotism in the country right now. Let's try to stay focused.
Okay, let's stay focused.
We were going to war. We had that to actually motivate us to train, right? This is kind of a backwards process.
Yeah.
Go to war, you train before you go to war, and then you recover before you train. That's the process. That's the cycle, right? You train up, you go to war, you recover. You train up, you go to war, you recover. And so we got, I'll use the word stuck. We got put in the deployment cycle. And so within 9 years, I had done 3 tours.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Year-long tours or 6 months?
12-month tours.
Okay.
All of them 12-month tours.
Yeah. My dad was lucky. He did six-month tours.
Yeah. But the
Or luckier.
the Army today doesn't have that motivation. All they do is they train and recover and train and recover, and they do more training than they do recovering. And training all the time, it gets monotonous. You can only, for sake of argument, I'm just going to talk about kind of the regular Army, so the masses, right? You can only train so much. You can only train different things. It's difficult to explain, but you go to the training center and you've been to the training center.
Sure.
Like
I know. I get what you're saying.
You know the course, you know the layout, you know how to win, how to game it. But it'll drive you mad, man. And so soldiers do stupid shit. We did stupid shit, but soldiers nowadays are doing.
Man, dude,
your hometown, man.
Living next to Army military bases all my life. Soldiers have always done fucking wild shit.
Well, there's wild shit, and then there's, I don't know, finding fucking body parts in graves shit.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Hey, they call it the greatest place.
This is a great place.
The great place. Every time, it's like a fucking cult. It's like a bad horror movie. Every time you go through the gate and you hand them your ID, welcome to the great place.
I used
Like
to be
over
one of
and over
those.
again, just all fucking day.
I used to be one of those gate guys.
Really?
Yeah. So, Fort Hood used to be an open post.
Mm-hmm.
You could drive through that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
You could drive from.
I remember that. I was here.
You
at
could
the very
drive
beginning.
through it
They
from
changed that.
Cove to Killeen.
Yeah, they changed that halfway through after we got here.
Yeah. When 9/11 happened. When 9/11 happened, we shut that motherfucker down.
No, we were here after 9/11.
Okay.
So maybe it was already.
And we were manning those gates.
Yeah.
That's right when I went in.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would have my little fucking M16 out there.
Or I guess it used to be. Okay, it was. No, I know what they changed.
Let me tell you something about.
You
and
couldn't no longer get on post with your driver's license. That's what they changed a couple years ago.
This is a really bad story, but soldiers are going to be soldiers. When we ran the gate, if you were a cute girl, you were getting pulled over and randomly checked with the mirror under the car, and we'll get your driver's license and stuff like that. And yeah, sorry.
That's not good, Kyle.
No.
That's not good. It's not good.
We were protecting America. we were protecting the great place from
The great place
from terrorists.
All the cute girls.
Yeah. Do you know how many hateful comments I'm going to get for mocking this right now? It's veteran. Have you had a vet on yet?
No.
It's veteran humor, man. It's veteran humor. Look, our sense of humor is
Oh, yeah.
Austin,
sorry.
I apologize.
Austin,
Yes. Austin is.
Austin was,
yes, the Marines count.
Was a vet.
Love you. Love you, Austin. We will count him. He's somewhere.
No, we will count them.
He's somewhere snacking on cranes right
count?
now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but veteran humor we're sick, and there's been some really good media come out of this recently, but I can't cite any sources. But talking about how it's healthy. It's not healthy, but it's how we have to deal with shit.
But you've seen some shit that most people won't
Sure.
ever see.
And we don't want them to. At least that was my thing when I was in. I'm doing this because I don't want the people back home that I love to have to go through this. So I will go and I will be that buffer. That worked at the time, but then when it was time to start talking to somebody about it, that made it difficult. Because I'm supposed to be carrying this burden.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that. So you felt like talking to somebody then also gave them that same burden. Like it was.
Yeah, man. If I go and I go through something horrible, if I went through some horrible shit on the way here, what did I do when I got here? Like, we were chatting it up. What had we done today? Like everything that we had done and how our week has been. Like, so I would have probably told you about that horrible shit, and I don't want that on you. I don't want you to have to go through that horrible shit as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to tell you about the fucking cat had his head run over on the drive on the way here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably going to omit that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here to kick it with you and have a good time.
Yeah.
America.
I get that. But wouldn't you feel, or do you feel that now, that it's not necessarily passing on the burden, but maybe it's too much for you to just hold all in.
And that's what it was, is it became too much. And that's when I started having symptoms. I mean, I'm just ready to scrap guys at the unit daily for no reason. And we're drinking ourselves to sleep every night, or medicating, or sometimes both. That's a hard place to be, man.
Yeah.
So it
And what was the first step you took? So if someone was listening to this, and they struggle with something like this, what was the first step that you took?
Sorry, man, that's a lot to unpack.
Oh, hey, whatever you're.
Apologize for the pause. You can edit that out.
So,
later.
Oh no, we're good. We can talk about something else.
No. I'm fine talking about it. There wasn't one thing. It was kind of a culmination of things, I guess. Is my difficulty in answering that question? Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I recognize signs and symptoms. So, very sad to say, after my first tour, after my second tour, it was just normal. We would go, we would train, we would drink at night to sleep, and we would get up and we would do it the next day. And we did it for months and months and months on end. But it was normal. So coming out of my third tour, they had started to recognize some of the trends that were going on. And then they started educating us about, hey, if, it's like a fucking prescription commercial, right?
Yeah.
If you've got, X, Y, and Z symptoms, then, go see somebody. And we knew where to go. They informed us where to go. There are a lot of veterans out there that don't like the VA, or what the Army did for them. Vietnam veterans got fucked on all ends. I'm the other end of that spectrum. I feel like we got taken care of. I feel like we, at least towards the end, knew where to go for help. Help was available. I got with a counselor. I started trying some medications to try to see if I could stay in, to try to see if I can manage it. And I went on a training exercise, and long story short, I didn't do too well. Turns out I just have a really hard time flipping that switch back and forth. Mine's not like a light switch, it's like a Frankenstein switch. And I talked to the doc, and she's like, man, you could probably go get deployed again, go to war again, and do really great, but when you got back, it's going to be harder and harder every time to turn that switch off, and sometime you might not get it off. And at this point, I've got a son that's starting to come of age. And I guess it was a co-decision between me and the Army. Like, just time to go try to be great at something else.
Yeah, and so it's a hard choice to make. But how do you feel about looking back on it now? Was it the right time?
Man, I wanted to go longer. I wanted to go more. I'll tell you, excuse me. I can still taste it, man. I'm still hungry for it. I don't have the fucking knees for it anymore. So maybe if they had like a cushy office, type position where I could just get up and walk around when I wanted to, that would be dope.
Yeah.
I miss it all the time. I still dream about it all the time. I've physically done 3 tours, and as weird as this may sound, maybe some other veterans out there will understand what I'm saying. I've had like entire 4th tours through my dreams, to the point where I wake up and I'm like, I've done 4 tours. It's insane. Yeah.
That's gotta be tough.
Yeah, it is, man. And man, I don't want this to turn into a pity party. I'm just trying to communicate. I'm just trying to communicate.
No, I know. But it is a lot though.
Because I don't want to be thought of as weak.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I don't think anybody's gonna think that though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just not able to be as strong as I used to be.
Yeah.
But I try to, man, in civilian life.
Oh, you do wonderful.
I try to be a good dude.
Yeah. You do wonderful. You like.
I'm not great at it all the time.
We've talked about this on the podcast multiple times.
It's a good thing my wife's not here.
The streamlined community is fantastic. The gym's wonderful.
Yep.
I mean, half the guests have been from Streamline, as you pointed out earlier, as you were. Now you forgot Ben and Aaron and Doc. So
well, I think you said something like, and then everybody else. I think I didn't name them individually. Maybe we could stream their names along the bottom of the right. Make sure we give them credit for that.
Everybody who came on before Kyle.
Yeah.
All the Streamline, everybody else from Streamline who came on before Kyle.
No, that's cool.
We'll just have that run through.
Fine with it.
Does Evan count because he's competed there? He doesn't go there.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know Evan?
I don't think I know Evan.
Oh, you might know him. If you've seen him, you might know him.
I do. I know faces very well.
If you saw his face, you probably know him. But,
cool. I'm sure he's a great individual.
Oh, he's a great individual. Yeah, we had a lot of fun. Yeah.
You, man, let's talk about you for a little bit.
Me?
So, yeah.
Oh.
I got questions.
Oh, no. Okay. Shoot.
Muay Thai tournament.
Yes.
Fucking champion.
I did win the tournament, yes.
Big props, man.
Thank you. It was C class, lowest of the novice, lowest of the amateurs. I had only trained for 6 months. But it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. And that's what it's all about. It was so much fun.
So you didn't get that, I only trained for 6 months, I could be a young prodigy and, go to the Olympics type thing?
I don't get
that bug?
Man, well, it's a 50-50. Here's my dilemma consistently, or constantly. It is so much fun. I enjoy training it more than anything else. More than anything else I've done. And I really would like to do another fight. But then how my body feels and what they go through, like what those savages go through. Once you get a little perspective of that, you have a whole different outlook on the UFC, boxers, any combat sport participants, because the wear on their body is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Especially with Muay Thai, because we spar.
You think more or less than football players?
Ooh, that's always tough, man, because football players is probably the only major sport that even comes close. I would say that they have to be close, because especially if you're playing O-line, D-line, or running back. Yeah, I can't imagine most weeks for you are
it's those consistent
rough.
Lower impact maybe, but more
just at all, every single play. And then there's that one play where it really hurts, and then it's just more consistent impact. And so you get a different perspective on it. And you also get a perspective on just like how there's just levels to everything. Like when you see people just come into the gym and they're like learning how to throw a punch, even if they're a very athletic person, you realize that most people don't know how to throw a punch. Most people. And then you also learn that most people don't like to get hit. So all these people talking shit, they don't want to get hit. Like most people just freeze. The first couple times they spar, most people freeze because they're like, oh yeah, I'm ready. I look good on the pad, right, coach? I look good on the pads. And then we start sparring, and then it's like, oh, you're gonna hit me now, so this is gonna punch back. And you learn that that's a weird thing for a lot of people, and I fucking embrace it.
And what do we attribute that to? Is that grit? Is that stupidity?
So, well, this goes back to what I was trying to tell you about earlier, but you were ignoring me. But we weren't on camera yet, so you had to be nice to me now. I was telling you earlier. So I watched the documentary Free Solo, and essentially Alex Honnold he became the first person to free climb El Capitan in Yellowstone, so 3,200 feet. Crazy documentary. He's an insanely odd dude, but they for the documentary, they did a CAT scan of his brain. They were trying to figure out like what it is that makes him just kind of different, because he fucking free climbs rocks. Like there's got to be something slightly different. And they found that normal stimulation just doesn't stimulate him, like at all. So he like free climbing is like one of the few things that gives him an actual feeling of like holy shit, like feeling something. And so I kind of feel like we get stuck in these days where we just constantly just do the same thing. We go to work, go to sleep. Like if you work a typical 9 to 5, if you work a job that you don't really like, or you're working for somebody, or you're working for a company you don't really enjoy, or whatever it is, you're doing just daily, normal work. You just go to sleep, you wake up, go to work, come home, go to sleep, wake up, go to work, and it's just real mundane. It can get really repetitive, and it almost feels like we're in a simulation sometimes. Doing Muay Thai, it completely squashes that
We might
feeling.
be.
We might be. We'll get to that. We might be.
That might be episode 2.
Right? But doing those kinds of things squashes that feeling, because in those moments you feel completely alive. Like you know that we exist here, at least in those moments. They turned up the feeling effect on us, or whoever's running the simulation. They're like, yeah, we'll go ahead and move those meters up in these couple of seconds so that they don't catch on to us, whatever it is. But yeah, it's a special moment, and I fucking enjoy it. It's fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of theories to what do you call them? The matrix theories, or
simulation theory.
We're planted here. We're an experiment from an advanced culture, and there's a lot of them out there right now.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
Yeah, we got too fucking smart for religion.
Yeah.
We got too smart for religion. Science just.
But see, they don't necessarily have to go against each other, because science doesn't say that there's not a higher being. Science just says that it didn't happen the way that the Bible says it did. So I think both of those things can still coexist. Because my thought on religion itself is everybody needs something to like grab a hold of. Like everybody needs something in their life. Something in their life that propels them forward each and every day, that gets them out of bed. Because as you grow old and as you become more comfortable talking about what goes on in your head, most people say life's pretty fucking hard. Like for a lot of people, like life is an odd thing. You have this, it's just nothing but peaks and valleys. It's a roller coaster, and I think everybody needs something to grab onto. And if that's religion for you, then that's their thing. That's that thing to help them get up out of bed each and every day.
So here's my struggle with that, I'm a Gemini.
Okay.
So I'm the twins. I'm both sides of the coin. So I can tell you right now, I mean, I have a cross tattooed on my back. I've prayed many, many nights, especially deployed. But I have the other side that is science and math and arithmetic, and those two sides, they fight against each other on this topic often.
Yeah.
I know I feel better when I believe in God. I know I feel better when I talk to God. But then there's this conflict because, I don't know, aren't we kind of starting to be able to quantify God with technology the way that it is now? Supercomputing?
What do you mean?
We're getting so much data on the universe. We just saw 2 black holes collide not too long ago.
We did.
And
We did, and we also found out.
This is going to be a shameful shout out.
Uh-oh.
But fucking cheers to Elon Musk for putting a goddamn electric car on the tip of a fucking rocket and sending it into space.
Sending it into space. What are the?
What do those means? Like,
What a
might not have been the billionaire we wanted, but it's the one that we needed. Yes.
So I was just talking about this morning.
He's great, and before I get hate mail, I don't mean to talk shit about Elon Musk. I watch a lot of his shit. I respect the man tremendously.
Elon is awesome.
Yeah.
He is awesome, and he gets a lot.
But
of
I am
flack
going to make fun of his story along the way.
Hey, why not? No, he's at least when you listen to Joe Rogan talk about him, they just say he's this normal ass super rich dude, which is a really weird thing, because we don't, or at least we don't see a lot of those. I think the other one would probably be like Warren Buffett. Would be the other guy that's been this insanely rich, but a lot of people have said just a really cool dude, down to earth.
So not to paint an entire people and culture with the same brush, but he's South African.
Yes.
I know some South Africans, super just amazing, polite, wonderful, thankful individuals.
That's true, because when I did phone sales, we loved South Africans because they were always super, super nice. And there's a lot of money, but there's also not a lot of money down there too. It's a very lopsided economy there in South Africa. And
it's both sides of the spectrum, and not a whole lot in the middle. So for some of the upbringings that I know from some of my friends, and just hearing stories that would happen over there, and their children growing up in this, and I'm like, that sounds third world-ish.
Which is crazy, because it wasn't even that long ago, and it's still happening there. And it's a very wealthy country. Wow.
So our country, you got another veteran on 4th of July weekend.
This is 4th of July weekend.
We're gonna get fucking rained on all weekend.
Yeah, that's good for me. I know, we talked about this. See, now that's good for me.
I'm a needs of the many guy, and you want everybody to have a miserable.
I'm a petty retail worker, okay? All right, I'm happy it's raining on your fucking weekend, but by the time people listen to this, it's not 4th of July no more. But nonetheless,
they're gonna take their shit back. They're gonna bring all their shit back. All the shit you sell.
Right, all of it. I'm gonna take this back.
What's wrong with it?
So if it doesn't rain this weekend, then we just look like idiots. But
man, I don't care.
Because now we're trying to predict the future, but people are gonna listen to it. No, yeah, I don't care. People are gonna listen to it in the future.
I can't predict the future. I already predicted the future. Predicted the future.
Break that down, though. You're predicting.
I can't.
The future.
It hasn't happened yet.
No. You're predicting the future, and people are gonna hear this in the future.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I got it like that.
That's pretty crazy. I don't think we've done that on this show before.
You will.
Think we've predicted the future and allowed people to hear it in the future.
You will. You'll have to have me on another.
Or actually, no. It'd be the present. They would hear it in the present. They would hear it in the present.
Is this one of those discussions that's really interesting to us too, but then people are trying to listen to and keep up and be entertained, or like tuning out?
It's possible.
Okay.
Yeah, we might have lost them right there.
That's fine.
That's true.
We can pull it back.
Let's bring it back. All right. Let's bring the road back. Wait, you said you had questions. Was that the only one you had?
And just to tell you that, yeah, man, I definitely got a lot of respect for you for going through that process, committing to that process.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
I gained a lot of respect for myself.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's really what it was. It's a hard process. I mean, anybody who's competed in anything like that, like a wrestling tournament, if you've done a wrestling tournament, or if you've done combat sports specifically, if you've done anything like that, the toll is not only so much physical, but also mental. When you're getting prepared to go into a closed ring or a cage or a wrestling mat, and it's just you and that person. And it essentially just comes down to who prepared better, who's better. It's just the ultimate equalizer.
What a weird equation.
Yeah.
Skill versus experience. Not skill versus experience, but some people just kind of have this natural ability to different levels.
Yeah.
And then some people train to different levels or have
Yeah.
experience to different
Yeah.
levels. It's definitely not. Excuse me, I'm in pre-college algebra right now. University of Phoenix Online.
Yeah.
Yep,
Woo-woo.
Phoenix.
Shout out.
I don't know what that might be our thing.
You think
Or-
that was you
is
think
that
a
like
Phoenix would go like that?
Cacao? No.
Cacao? A Phoenix? Dude, a Phoenix is like a.
How would you make a Phoenix?
A Phoenix would be
Make
like
a Phoenix.
A Phoenix would be like a.
Okay, but we made the same.
No.
Phoenix,
I'm not dogging your Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
I'm
That's
dogging
what I
the
thought you
sound
were.
your Phoenix
Oh.
would make. I mean,
What
a
did I
Phoenix
do?
is a badass firebird, bro. It's definitely
I
not
did-
gonna go.
I did a fucking crow. Did I do crow?
No, you
I
went
did
cacaw. Like it's
Oh.
not gonna cacaw.
Okay,
It's a Phoenix.
that's fine. You knew it was a Phoenix, though, right?
Well, no, only because
Yes, you did.
only because you said University of Phoenix, and then you put your hands together like a bird. That's the only reason why.
Anyways,
And then you went cacaw. What a bitch Phoenix.
yeah. Well, we were talking about like that. The equation when you put together a fighter is just it's not A plus B equals C. It's like it's not very simple at all.
No.
So much that goes
It's a
into
complex thing. It's watching UFC and watching like combat sports is really hard sometimes with people who don't watch it or people who have never done it, because those moments when those guys they're kind of, I guess people would, quotation marks would be like they're dancing around. It's like, dude, they're playing chess in their head. Like they know that the other guy is so good that if he throws the wrong punch or throws the wrong strike and gets countered, he's done. And the other guy also respects the other dude so much that he doesn't want to throw the wrong punch and then get countered, because he also believes that he can knock him out. And so they're sitting there and they have this whole game of chess in their head. And then that's when, they're just bobbing, they're weaving.
And you have to make split second decisions
Yeah,
and throw a punch.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, come on, throw a punch, hit the dude. And it's like, man, it's just not that simple.
And shout out to my wife right here.
Oh.
She loves it when I crush water bottles on my chest.
Did you look into the camera for it?
Yeah, baby. Daddy's coming home.
But wait, you said the recovery process is
Yeah, so it is healing from the inside out,
okay.
and it's getting smaller and smaller. It's taking its fucking time.
Yeah, I think we should have like I think
We're not putting a picture of this.
not.
I don't think it would be good for your look. Y'all are the creative genius behind this. It seems to be doing really well. But if I could give one word of advice, I would not post a picture of that.
We can just edit it into the middle of the podcast. Just
Make it a flash, like
the
in
whole
Fight
screen
Club.
just goes away, and it's just
Yeah,
that picture.
it's like a one
5
frame
seconds.
cut scene, like from in Fight Club.
Fuck, what were we talking about?
So it's healing well enough that I don't think I'm going to do any damage to it. And
Yeah, but
my wife,
Is it worth the risk?
bro, my wife needs loving.
But is it worth the risk?
My wife needs loving.
But Kyle,
Look,
think about
I hold this
think about the
very-
long-term
This
repercussions.
is my manhood right here.
I understand, but
my
think
wife
about the
needs loving.
But the long-term repercussions.
They're-
What if your
we're
what
just
if your
careful.
dick falls off?
No, it's not going to.
But
It's
what
not
if
infected.
it does?
It's
But
not
you-
infected.
That's just one opinion, or two opinions.
Well, I also know what infected tissue looks like. So, and I'm keeping an eye on it every day. Bro, trust me, I got this. Like, I wouldn't.
Just saying, man.
I'm the guy that convinced the receptionist to have a nurse look at his shit to make sure his dick wasn't going to fall off. I'm going to be the most careful with this, I promise you.
But I'm just saying, though.
And mama needs loving.
It's just, I don't know if it's worth it.
I do.
Think about the longevity of this. You still got another 20, 25 good years in you, Kyle. What if your dick falls off tomorrow?
How many years do I have left to live?
At least like 40.
Oh.
At like 42, 43?
Okay, I thought you were talking like end of life.
Oh,
bro, you
no,
got like 15
hey, Kyle,
solid
you got like, hey, man, you got like
years.
2-3 years left for you, bro.
Okay, but hear me out, man. I am becoming an old man.
Yeah,
and,
but you got a lot of good time left.
I've understood.
Look at that beard; it's still going strong.
It's pretty good.
You're losing hair, but
yes, I am.
But the beard's looking good.
That's a different topic.
Wait, which part? The hair loss?
The hair loss.
Oh, that's we won't. It's
look,
a touchy subject. So.
No, it was. I got what I got. I tried some products.
Yeah.
It's a surgery thing now, so I'm just like holding on to what I got until I got to start shaving it every day.
Fair enough.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I have a lot of bald friends.
Yeah, my dad gave up at like 30.
Right.
So I know a friend who gave up at like 18. That's unfortunate.
I've heard of people going really great
unfortunate.
that young, bald that young.
I think it was within that time frame.
That really sucks, man.
But he looks great bald. Shout out to Brian Lewis. He looks great bald though. It's like, some people look like they're born to be bald. That was him.
I'm gonna grab a beer.
Oh,
can I?
Oh yeah, sure.
Can I take a?
Go grab a beer. I'll hold it down. Don't worry. Shout out to Brian Lewis though. I mean, he has like a perfectly shaped head. Have you seen Brian? Do you know Brian? Yeah. Doesn't he looks like he should be bald? Yeah. Like when you see him, you're like, oh, you've been bald your whole life, right? I mean, well, essentially, he kind of has. Poor guy went bald at, I think he said 18 or 19, something like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, my phone going off, dude. Holy shit, who's blowing me up over here? No, so, I mean, yeah, some people are just blessed to go bald. If I went bald, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Bro, if I go bald, I'm done. If I'm not married with like if I'm not tenured yet, bro, I am done.
Pretty sure my head is like lopsided.
Bro,
So like,
I did it once. Have you ever shaved your head?
when I was a kid,
Dude.
third grade,
I shaved it.
my dad did it.
Mine was 8th grade. 8th grade football season. I was like, oh yeah, I got a genius idea. It's hot outside. I lived in Alaska, mind you. And it's like, oh yeah, it's fucking hot outside, parents. And they're like, oh, well, let's shave your head. Oh, okay, yeah, great idea. Bro, it was bad. If I go bald, I'm done. I'm done, Kyle.
You've been bald.
I have, 8th grade. Terrible idea. Never do it
Twice?
again. No, I shaved it all off for football. Yeah. I lived in Alaska and I was complaining about how hot it was. How fucking dumb. Then I moved here and it's like, holy shit. No, actually, first we went to Vegas. Holy shit.
That's a different kind of hot.
It was 130 degrees the entire time. But it's a drop. Go. Fuck off.
Yeah. I spent 3 years of my life in a desert where you had to
That is true.
run around and
That is true. What
40
about
pounds of
did you
fucking gear.
did you have the opportunity to go to any other places in your military career that were fun or more fun?
No, and it's
My dad loved the Philippines.
okay.
Loved. That was his favorite spot.
So with me, it's kind of poetic.
But he also has this beautiful. Sorry. He
Because-
also has this.
My turn.
Okay, go for it. But he also has this. I'm sorry. Okay, but he also has this beautiful picture of Baghdad.
Swords.
Gorgeous picture. No,
Crossroads?
no, the city.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
like
Crossroads is a site in Baghdad that a lot of people go to take pictures.
No, so it's a actual aerial shot of the city.
Oh, that's dope.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful picture. I don't know if it was his or if we were just watching. I don't know, but we have
I'm sorry. Did you? Yeah, I've been to different places in Iraq.
Sure.
So the first tour was to Crit. We were part of 4ID. We were part of that initial push north through Baghdad into northern Iraq. That was OF1. OF2, well, excuse me, our second tour we did, which was, I guess, 3-4. That's when we started getting into the IED stuff. That was kind of the advancements of their technologies at the time. And we did the same thing in the last tour as well.
Yeah, but you didn't have the opportunity to go anywhere non.
No, but the reason why it's poetic is because this is the war that I joined to fight.
Yeah, that's fair. You joined with the mission.
I joined on 9/11,
Yeah.
and it's not weird for me because I don't give a fuck. But it seems like it might be weird to talk about that in this climate, in this very. It's not anti-patriotic, but it is somewhat subdued.
It's borderline.
It's somewhat subdued. That's
it's
hard.
It's an odd time.
It's a hard time for vets right now, man.
It's an odd time,
Bro,
but,
vets like me who fought and bled for their country, for this to be happening, it hurts. Like, it hurts my soul.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, but so I can always see both sides.
So
I agree for a lot.
I would love to know the other side of this argument, but I've known too many brothers and sisters that did not make it back for us to be acting like this.
Yeah, but that's, well, maybe, or maybe this is why, because you have to think about it from that standpoint too, because maybe this is one of the reasons too, because you have the right to act that way, because it's you live in this country where it's free to do as you please, and you have the ability to do that because of this country. So as it may look to you, might not look to the people who are opposing the argument, and for or against, however, they have the right to do that just as you have the right to not agree with it. And that's what makes this place so wonderful. But we fail to be able to look at it from both sides, or be able to try to hear both sides, and it's only making it worse when I have a lot of conversations with a lot of different people, and ultimately the bottom line, the big things, we mostly all agree on. We all kind of want the same thing. But we all have different paths to get there, and we have to find that common ground. We have to find some kind of middle ground.
We had it.
Maybe
We had religion, which, regardless of your opinion on it, is at the very least some set of guidelines, morals, and values of how you should treat other people.
Well, I would put, maybe, but
And we did it when we took God, religion, and patriotism out of the schools. We took God out of the pledge. That's fine. I respect other religions 100%. But then you took the pledge out, or you made it optional at first, and then you took the pledge out. So then, I mean, that's where I got my entire why, probably. Was just growing up a patriot, having grandparents that had served,
yeah.
and loving the country, and somebody came and dotted our fucking I, and we're like, I'm down, we're going to come kick your fucking teeth in.
Well,
You're not going to find that a whole lot anymore, brother.
as a
There are, and please don't get me wrong, there are still patriots out there. There's a lot of patriots out there. But you alluded to something. You said, we agree on more than we disagree on. Hell yes, we do.
we do, and I think so. There are definitely things we got to do better, as a country, and there's things that we have to do better, and there's some things that we also got to take. We got to be appreciative of as well, and I think that's a lot of people's issues, is that sometimes it seems as if people are ungrateful for the country that we live in, because if they went somewhere else, it wouldn't be good. Like they feel like they think they have an idea, but it's a whole different thing to actually live it. And
How many people left? How many celebrities left when Donald Trump got elected president? That said, I'm leaving. I'm not going to live here in this country anymore. There was a lot.
Yeah.
And they all got called out. Don't quote me on that. There might have been one or two that vacation in Canada
I don't really
for
know.
fucking like. But you don't remember hearing about that?
I really don't. I really don't dabble into it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I don't dabble into it at all. I don't,
I did for a little bit, and fuck,
It's
man,
it's
it
too
set
exhausting.
it set me off bad. I
it's
was
too
getting,
exhausting.
yeah, my symptoms were spiking, and
It's not worth it. It's
mm-mm.
not worth it. I've never my personal life, and this is
I had to get rid of Facebook. I still have an account because I'm an admin in a veterans Jeep group that I'm a part of also. But other than that, I don't have the app on my phone. I'll get on it once a day.
yeah.
Check that group out.
Yeah, social media is it's a wonderful place, but it can be a pretty crappy place too.
Yeah, I didn't do very well with it, with just the climate of the country, and like I said, man, it hurt. It hurt seeing people that you know and love and respect just at each other's throats, and nobody's listening to anybody, and probably the most irrational outlet I think that there is.
I think that's fair. I think that social media is definitely the most irrational.
I get
outlet.
like, I'll put money on it. If you sat two people down in front of each other like you and I are,
yeah, the conversations would never be the same. No, never. That's never. No, of course not. No, and that's always the thing. But, yeah, I mean the social media, it can be.
that's important, man.
What's important?
The conversation not being the same.
Oh no, I agree. It makes people feel invincible lately. That's kind of the thing. That's how I see it, because we see it every day.
I'm going to ask you a hypothetical question.
Okay.
Have you ever been in a really bad social media beef with somebody?
No, I don't partake at all.
Okay.
Almost never.
Okay.
Ever.
Then it won't sound. You probably wouldn't understand.
Yeah. So I don't. So I just keep scrolling.
Yeah.
I've maybe been in
It's dumb.
one Facebook argument. Maybe.
It's
It's the
so
silliest
dumb.
thing. I always make a joke that
People get into them all the time, though, man.
I always make a joke that
It's sad.
you shouldn't be able to have I always make a joke something along the lines like your opinion doesn't matter if you've commented on more than 5 like mass Facebook posts. So like if you've ever went on like ESPN posted something about LeBron James and you hate LeBron James and you comment on there to talk shit about LeBron James or whatever it is, if you've done that more than 5 times in your life, then I don't think you should be like your opinion shouldn't ever matter.
There's a
Because it's the most ridiculous fucking thing.
There's
to
a- there-
comment on something like that.
there's a Black Mirror about this.
Is there?
Yeah, do you watch that show?
I know the show, but I've never actually sat down and watched it.
So there's a Black Mirror about this, and this episode was done. Each episode is kind of its own story. This episode was done very well, but it infuriated me so much that I couldn't watch it entirely through. But I watched enough of it to get the premise, and that is your social media status is your life. And I'm going to butcher this.
I feel like I've heard of this episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna butcher the crap out of this, but however nice you are to people or however many likes you have, like that gets you different jobs, social status. You can get into different places probably.
Yeah.
So it's just about humanity and this one lady like trying to come up through that system and increase her status, and it's almost so factual. It's
I can.
upsetting.
That's almost a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really close. Like, yeah. And again, I can make an argument for and against because it's like, why not just be perfectly nice? Like, why not all of us just be perfectly nice to each and every person and just be these perfect human beings and just search for this utopia? And it's like, okay, cool. That sounds wonderful in theory.
It doesn't work.
Well, I don't know that it doesn't work. However, it just wouldn't work as efficiently. Because it could work to some extent, considering whose perspective you're looking through. But if you're trying to advance a nation or trying to have one of the biggest GOPs, or if you're trying to stay relevant and you need some sort of really, it's not necessarily rugged people, but just these more fuck it all kind of, this is what I want to do, get out of my way kind of people. You know, these
So what,
innovators.
to make it in society?
To push society forward.
Well, they have to be super rich.
That helps. But they usually get super rich because of society. But I mean, but I'm saying
They're pushing society. I don't know that it's forward.
I'm saying maybe not. Some people are.
we're taking a funny.
Some
fucking
people are.
route
Somebody
forward.
aren't.
We're like zigging and zagging every 4 years.
That's
ridiculous.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's always been constantly forward.
Over the picture, right? Like the stock market. Yeah.
Over the long period of time, we've constantly
forward.
been forward. It's never mattered who necessarily was in office, for me personally, and that's a very privileged thing to say, really.
Yeah.
Because I can say that truly for me personally. It's never once mattered who the president was, but for some people, it's a very big deal, and either way, I can respect that too. But for me personally, from my perspective, for me only, it's never been a really big deal for me.
So
it's never affected my life,
right?
Which is a privileged thing to say, but it's the truth.
I get to slap my old man card down on the table, and old man said the same shit to me when I was your age. There it is. I mean, when you start progressing through life. Yeah. Past the stages that you're at now, it will start
maybe
to affect some things.
Maybe it's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible. But
you don't have to take it. You don't have to take it personally.
No.
Like snowflake.
It possibly could be,
but
or you possibly could be right.
Sometimes it's your money, your livelihood. Which way? I mean, how many people lost their jobs?
Possibly wrong.
How many people lost their jobs that were going to work on the pipeline when Biden was elected?
What if this was my job though? You can't shut
your podcast. I hope you do, man.
I'm just saying, what if this was my job?
I hope
then it wouldn't matter.
I hope you do, man. I really do. I was excited to come on your podcast, man.
I'm happy. You're excited.
Little, like this much fanboy. I was telling him
stop it.
I dreamt about it last night. You want to tell this story?
Tell the story.
Okay.
Yeah, cause I'm still curious on what it meant. Like I'm still trying to break this down.
Yeah. So, I was excited about coming on the podcast. I told you I talked to a couple friends about how honest do I be? Because real me, microphones off. I mean, would be a little bit different, and I imagine all your guests are like that to a point. But I truly just don't give a fuck. But I still have a job. And a wife that I need to provide a roof and everything with. She works as well. Yeah, I can't really fuck all that up. No. But I can tell the dream story.
You can tell the dream story.
So after I was so excited to come and get on the show, I had a dream. You lived in a small apartment like this, but it was connected with trailers, like double wides and single wides, and it was like a redneck trailer park maze that was all kind of connected together, and there was probably 8 or 10 families living in there, so you never really had any privacy. And there was one lady that had just gotten new tits. And so she was running around showing them to everybody. And then her ex-boyfriend was like coming behind her, pissed off, and was like, "You seen her titties?" And this dude wants to fight everybody. I'm like, bro, why is there a dude in your apartment that wants to fight everybody? So coming here and seeing your place, it's really nice. I'm glad
it's not rugged. There's not 2 double Y's on it.
I'm glad there's not some dude that wants to walk around and fight everybody. But I'm a little bit disappointed that there's not some chick walking around showing everybody her titties.
I know. That would be fun. But then overly distracting.
Episode 2.
Yeah, there wouldn't be any conversation, though. There wouldn't be any conversation. It'd be too much. It'd be too much.
Oh, no, we talked to her. Maybe there wouldn't be any conversation from you, young buck. You can sit there.
I don't want to hear
I'm going to talk to her.
It doesn't matter. It's not even going to fucking work when the time comes, so it doesn't matter. She's going to come to me no matter what, so I can sit here and just be quiet the whole time.
based off of
Based off what?
looks.
No, I don't. No,
Oh.
by your dick not working.
Well, it works. Like we never finished
Until
this.
it didn't, though.
Hold on.
But until it didn't,
No, listen.
or doesn't, until it falls off because you're rushing the recovery
I know.
process.
Details are important though. My dick never stopped working. Like I gotta get. So I don't know if you're familiar with this process.
Is this the bird? Is this the birds and the
Yeah,
birds
yeah,
and the bees story?
yeah. So if you never want to have kids,
Okay.
or when you're done having kids, get a vasectomy.
Mm-hmm.
They cut a fucking slit at the base of your dick,
Okay.
and they open it up, and they grab the two nut tubes. We're gonna
Yeah,
call them.
like the connector tubes.
Sure. And they cut them and they clamp them
Yeah,
or
yeah.
burn them, and then they
Oh.
put them back in, and
Which
then
one?
they
Did
sew
they
you up.
clamp or burn yours?
I got clamped. So there's,
Oh,
I have
is there
8,
a choice?
maybe.
Is there perks and benefit? Like, is there a pro and
I
con?
was so high on laughing gas at the time.
Oh, I was about to say, let me find. Just going there fucking blitzed.
Listen to this. This is
I'm here to get my dick chopped.
This is our amazing insurance companies on full display. It was literally $100 for me to sit there and suck on laughing gas during the procedure. I could just pay to get high for 20, 30 minutes.
For an hour. Well,
Not even.
sort of.
No, it's quick.
That's kind of expensive. $100 for 20 minutes.
It was worth it. Well,
Must
my
be
wife
some-
my wife tells this story way
Better
better.
be some gas.
Well, so there's a tank, but there's a regulator on it, and you can't adjust the settings.
Ah,
I know this because I tried.
sure.
But I can increase my respiratory rate and get more pulls on the tank.
Are you Win Hof?
My wife was like, he almost started hyperventilating.
You did?
I kept,
Oh,
yeah. Oh, dude, I was going to town. I'm going to town on this thing. I'm heaving in on this thing. At first, I was weary with it. 1, and then waited. 2, and then waited. 3, and then waited, and then like, bam! It got me. So I just started taking it to the head.
Wait, what? Taking what to that?
It's a little mask. It's a little clear mask that you like.
Okay.
You just hold on your face and you just like suck on it. I'm sure our friends are gonna have a wonderful time.
What
with
were you
that one.
What were you
We
taking?
need to pause so
what
they
were
can
you-
get together there.
What were you taking to the face though?
It was nitrous oxide, laughing gas.
I know, but okay, you're being figuratively.
Yeah.
I thought someone was hitting you in the face.
No.
Oh,
So
okay.
during the surgery, I could pay extra money
to get hit in the face.
to be sucking on
Oh,
laughing
I was about to
gas.
say we'd have something in common. I pay extra money to get hit in the face.
I feel like we need. I might could do one shot. I have to work in the morning.
A shot.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That's a bad idea.
Okay.
It's a terrible idea.
All right. Well then I'm gonna get one more beer.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna drink the rest of your water though.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me clean up some of this shit. I want to know why a shot's a terrible idea.
Because I only have I don't know. No, it's just not. No, I'm just not. That IPA killed my drinking vibe.
Oh no! Who left that, Alex?
Yeah. Shout out to Alex.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's another IPA too.
No.
There's nothing but IPAs in my fridge.
I'm gonna get slammed for drinking a Michelob Ultra
Oh.
Infusion on your podcast.
And rightfully so.
I'm sorry. Did you want something?
No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Thank you though. No.
Take 3. Bless you.
Bless you, Jeffrey.
Are you vaccinated, Jeffrey? Nice. Which one?
Moderna.
Did you? Cool.
Vinderna.
Cool. Where do you? Are you? Well, shit. I'm not supposed to ask. No. Don't answer.
Yeah, that's against OSHA, bro.
Oh, I know.
You can't do that.
Fucking OSHA's gonna come
No,
get me.
you can't do that.
Yeah,
No,
my
you,
bad.
You signed a
Sorry.
1099 when you walked in, so you can't do that.
Too
I still got
personal.
sick. It's not like I didn't get COVID, but I did get sick.
He did get the flu though.
I'm curious. How far down can you see? Like belt on the camera?
Like
Okay. Ooh, pretty far.
Oh. I was thinking some
Damn.
thighs.
I feel like I was like antsy at first, so I'm gonna be making all these odd.
the chair arm's blocked in here.
Oh yeah, Good, good. You can't see my
Just like
you can't see my foot though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like your bicep is like flexible.
Do what?
Dude, okay.
No, I'm
Uh,
just kidding.
where were we? You just got up in like in the middle of the conversation.
We were lots
and
of
I don't
places.
know where we are now.
We were lots of places.
No, but
You guide this thing well, man. I don't know.
so you were
Bald.
I think we were talking about balls again. Actually. I think-
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You
So
were.
the surgery,
Laughing gas.
laughing gas.
Thank you.
So I'm
That's where we
sucking
were.
this thing down, and they
Yeah.
let my wife come back. So I'm like talking dirty to her, and it makes your voice deeper. I didn't know this. but
Deeper?
yeah, I thought I was just hearing my voice deeper, and everybody else was still the same, which sounds really weird now that I say it out loud. But yeah, my voice was definitely deeper, but it was great. It would only let you get so high, but I was going to stay that high for as long as I could. So the doctor was done, and he ended up leaving the room. And when he left the room,
You were
he-
awake.
Hmm? Oh,
So
through
they're just slicing your dick and you're awake.
yeah. Well, I'm in the stirrups. So you know when you go to your lady appointments
Uh huh.
and you got to put your feet up
Yeah.
in the stirrups.
Yeah. So you're in those.
I was in one of those, and
Thanks for the picture.
he's just doing his thing down there. I mean, I guess it's kind of covered up with like a towel or something, and you can look if you want. You don't have to. My wife watched the whole,
Oh.
the whole shit.
What?
I know.
Why?
I was contemplating looking down, and in a moment of clarity, I decided not to.
That'd be too much.
Yeah.
That'd be too much.
I was like, what happens after I see that? No, I didn't want to deal with that. I don't.
And then what if you fucked up and you were watching?
Blood and gore and guts doesn't really bother
no,
me.
I'm just saying, like, what if
My blood and gore and guts really bothers me.
there's something. I'm the opposite.
Are you really?
Yeah. So.
Your shit, you're like,
Yeah. My blood.
I'm just gonna put
No
that back
problem.
in.
No problem. So yeah. So actually, almost. So I'm playing football. I'm like 7 or 8. We're playing outside, and we're playing tackle football, and I get hit in the mouth, and I bust my lip, and I'm covered in blood from here to my knees, covered in blood, and I'm like as calm as can be, and my door is locked, and so my mom's home, and so I have to knock on my door, and so my mom has to open the door, and she sees me just covered in blood. And I'm super calm about it, but she's like, "Oh my god!" She just loses it. And then, thinking about it, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I mean, I guess it would be kind of odd if I I'd probably lose my shit too if I opened my door and my kid was standing there covered in fucking blood from top to
Like,
bottom."
did it come out of his body?
Yeah, is this somebody else? Do we need to
Is this
talk?
yeah?
Like,
Whose blood is this?
Yeah, like what?
Is this only one person's blood?
Yeah, dude, because I'm covered in blood.
Wow.
And so I'm not flipping out at all. And then so now thinking back on it, that was kind of odd. But then we were clipping Arya's fingernails, and we cut one too short, and that shit fucking bled. And I damn near passed out.
Oh, and she's running around too.
No, we had her on the table.
Okay.
So it's just blood, and
Use like starch or something.
yeah, so we did. We used my sister used to be a vet tech, so she had some stuff with her, and we ended up closing it up. But yeah, I almost passed out. Like there was
Poor dog.
just seeing her blood I was like, oh, what the hell? I got super lightheaded. I had to sit down. But mine, I have no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife and I are we're pet parents now.
Yeah,
So I've
it's
got
fun.
one son
Mhm.
that's 16,
Okay.
and his little brother that is 12 right
Okay.
now. The older one is biologically mine. The other one we kind of adopted. So when they were younger, when we would get one boy, we would get both boys, and we just always kind of raised them the same, treated them the same. His brother Braden ended up calling me dad as he was growing up, and I don't want to say that we never corrected it, but when is the right time to say, like, hey kid, your father might not ever be a part of your life, or it's really not one. So
So what happened?
Explain
that.
Yeah, so I have two boys.
Okay.
Yeah. one of them was not. Do you mean how is the father never going to be a part of his life?
No. So which one? The younger one's adopted, or the older one?
He's not adopted. They share the same mom,
Okay,
and
so that's
and
why-
me and my
that's where I
wife
was
kind of
confused.
adopted. I'm sorry.
That's where I was confused.
Yeah. So they share the same mom, and so
Okay.
the wife and I, when we love them both the same. We treat them both the same. They're both our boys. Just one is mine by blood. Me and the younger one, for being 12 years old, I mean, he's getting up there, and I know the day is going to come when, he questions that and figures it out, right? It's not something that his mother and I are keeping from him, and his mother may have told him already or talked about it. But whenever I ask, my son, it's not really a big deal. I call one, I call both. I send birthdays for both. We send Christmas for both. We talk to them both. Need to get up and see them. It's been a little while. But yeah, we got two beautiful boys. But then again, like, they almost grown. And my wife and I are trying to enjoy and experience life together without kids for as long as we can. We enjoy that. My wife doesn't want kids. She's very adamant about never wanting kids. Bro, she did daycare for like 10 years.
He's just ruined it for her.
She's a fucking superhero. She can't smell Cheetos. She can't touch ketchup. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like the crap that she's seen. She's like, I've had enough of everybody else's kid. And look, we don't need it, right? We've got 7 billion people on the planet.
It's true.
Humanity's survival does not hinge on my wife and I procreating.
I think y'all are fine.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
My roommate, I love you, G. He won't mind me telling you this stuff. He's just come out.
Okay.
He was married for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or excuse me, he was married for almost 15 years. They have 5 kids together. And so he needed a place to stay. We took him in. This is the guy I was telling you I went to my first tour in Iraq with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love the shit out of this dude.
Yeah.
We've been kind of helping him through that.
That had to have been a wild time for him.
Can't even imagine. Bro, all we can do is just be there for him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
I can't speak on any well, so I've been divorced twice.
Mm-hmm.
So this is my 3rd wife.
Okay.
So I guess I can speak on some experience, and then we can be there for him. But he was afraid to tell us, his friends, and for no reason. But he was afraid to tell us. And he told one of us. There's 3 of us. He told one of us, and then that one was like, "You're being dumb. They're not going to care." And then he told another one, and then he told another one, and we've all just been loving and supporting him ever since. But he's in a predicament, man. 5 kids.
Yeah.
And he has such an amazing, beautiful family. But, God, you can't live a life for that long.
No.
And he lived it for a long time.
Yeah, that's got to be such a...
Is he still married?
They're going through a divorce. That's why he's staying at my house. Yeah. Fuck, if this gets popular, she's going to be pissed.
I wonder if that's that's got to be like a crazy weight off his shoulder.
It is, but then it's also more additional weight back on.
Yeah, but that's...
You're not with your family. That's got to be fucking hard. You're paying a lot of money. for
Yeah,
family
but you
that
got to
you're
feel
not around all
better
the
about...
time. Sure, and he does, and I've seen it.
Yeah, you got to feel
going
better
out with
about
him,
yourself. With everything else aside, no matter what. You got to take care of yourself first.
Look, cliche, but he's happier than he's been, I think, in some aspects of his life for a very long time.
That's good.
And I'm so happy for him, and
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. So,
That's good. 'Cause you got to, like, the whole take care of yourself first thing is real. Like, I mean, you have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of somebody else.
I did tell him though, because like we were talking about earlier, veteran humor is fucking raunchy.
No.
I was like, bro, I'm not gonna stop, like, saying gay and things like that. Like, something's gay, whatever. I don't think I can stop that. And he was like, I don't want anything to change. And I'm like, good, because I don't think I have the capacity to cater to that.
It's too late.
Plus, now it's funny.
It's too late. Oh, no. Oh,
I'll be right
no.
back, brother.
You can't. Damn, Kyle.
I know, leave on a good joke.
Kyle got to pee again.
I do.
I'm an idiot. No, it's important to take care of yourself. And I think that's a big relief, regardless of the other burdens that what other burdens may come out of being true to yourself. I think it's always worth it. It's always worth it to be true to yourself, be who you want to be, and own it. I think that's a big thing. As Arya is just staring at me with if looks could kill, like every time, and then Jeffrey tries to pat her and calm her down, she's just not having it, just the same look in her eyes, no tail wag, like she's like, hey, it's like, why does Paul H all the time, man? Like, damn, I can't catch a break. I'm just trying to sit here, listen to the podcast, but my paw's always itching. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to hold it down, man. I'm trying to hold it down. Take care of yourself. If you take anything from this podcast, take care of yourself first. Let's go, guy.
So what's your structure like, man? What are we doing on time?
Where are we at? I can't see the timer no more. 1:36.
So what do we got? 24
24
minutes?
hours?
We got however much time.
There's no such
Okay.
thing as a time limit.
Okay, I'm good. Me?
Yeah, it's like
Sorry.
Yeah, it's such a like trachea. Yeah, we need more like your lips. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I think mine's a little too.
I could introduce you to my roommate. Have you been on some of the dating sites lately? That doesn't matter anymore. So that has been, hold on. Where do I draw the line? Okay. My roommate has been enjoying some of the dating sites since he's come out.
Okay. Yeah. Got to. I mean, now that you.
But I mean, I had no idea. So he shares like stories and stuff with us, and I'm like, wow, that's insane. Like he'll just, never mind, I can't.
Oh no, this man's gonna be.
No, that's it. We're gonna change the subject. Don't worry, I'm calling a ride. I know I've had more than the 2 beers that I wanted to have, so
That's true.
I'll be getting home safe.
That's true. You gotta move. Then we have to.
No.
I'll have to move your truck.
Yeah, I'm gonna crash, get up, coach in the morning, be responsible.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
It's
I enjoy.
Oh,
that,
so you're doing the
man.
community water tomorrow?
Mhm.
Ooh,
Well-
what do you have planned? Well, they won't hear it. They won't. I mean, they'll already have done it.
I've got some ideas. Usually what I do is I get there like 20-30 minutes early, and I've been thinking about it for a few days, and when I get there I'll kind of start whiteboarding some shit up and look at it, do some math, whatever. And
You gonna do partner or no partner?
I really enjoy
I mean, I feel
partner.
like the community wads are so big that you almost have to do partner, honestly.
Yeah, if you're going to use any amount of equipment,
Yeah, you almost have to partner it up.
probably.
Usually triple.
Yeah, there are ways to do it without. You can do stations. You can do round robin. You can do. You can put something in the front that is really, really difficult, so that you're going to have not as intensive a stream of people moving through the stations of the equipment at the same time.
Yeah.
It's going to kind of slow that down a little bit. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do, and that's the fun part for me. I get nerded out on that shit, man.
It is fun. It's fun coming up with
Thinking about
just a
workouts?
hard workout.
So this
It's
this might
there's
be-
something satisfying about people being tortured by your workout. Definitely.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will ask me to write them up something.
Not.
I'll take a mixture of stuff that we've done before, different wads, and put them together.
I'll say within the realm of safety.
Sure.
So my
Sure.
favorite thing to do, and I know I'm a group coach and I love coaching group classes, but my favorite thing to do is work with somebody one-on-one.
Yeah.
When you can get one-on-one with somebody and you can influence so much more about their training, their nutrition, their lifestyle, and then, you know, like we were talking about earlier, if you can communicate clearly with that person, if you can get on the same level as that person and start moving in the same direction as that person, it's powerful, man. I've got a couple young clients at the gym right now that are on fire.
Ava.
Yeah, are we naming names? Okay. Yeah. I guess everybody knows that I coach them, but Ava and Maddie, I don't want them to know. You gotta stay tempered to them. Like,
Don't want who to know.
the clients themselves, you can't hype them up. You can't hype those young ladies up
Oh, fuck that.
too much. No, you gotta keep them grounded.
Nah,
Trust me, it's the long game.
nah, they're killing it.
They are.
They're
They are.
killing it.
Absolutely, they are. Ava qualified for the rookie division at a CrossFit Games sanctioned event in Minnesota.
Oh, that's
I think
dope.
it is.
Hell yeah.
She's still trying to figure out the details of that right now. But we're gonna move forward and kind of like and train like we're going.
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's the right thing to do. So,
Yeah.
and if not, we have a really good time. She's gonna be going to college soon. One of the things that and she knows this, that I want to do with her before she leaves is give her a direction to go in, and teach her about the long game and the competition season, and it's okay to have an off season. We were talking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Off seasons, heavy seasons.
Absolutely.
Your weight's going to go up during this. It's going to go down during that. Things like that. And she is super intelligent. I kid you not, man. Both of my young clients, I'll get half a sentence out, and they already know what the rest of the sentence is. They're so intelligent. It's like, oh, God damn it. Yeah, no. And the other part of it is their work ethic. It's amazing to see young people that have that.
Mm-hmm.
Young people in general in fitness are less corrupted than older people, and they usually move really well, really naturally. But that drive, to sound like an old man again, that drive in young people is just good to see.
Yeah.
So, and they both have got it. Maddie, that's where Ava's going. Maddie just competed in her first powerlifting competition and crushed it.
She did crush it. I saw that.
This is an amazing story, and
Saw that.
I'll tell the short version.
But I want to say one thing though. I don't know that it's that young people don't have the same drive. I think that there's no one there to pry out that same drive. I don't think humans are different from the younger people, the younger generation to us, or the older generation. I don't think humans are different. I just don't think that the prying out of that drive, I don't think that's happening as often.
And you might be right on a lot of cases. But I'll tell you, me personally as a coach, I don't pry anything out of anybody.
I mean,
it's exhausting.
But in a way, you are though. You're not. It's not that you're okay. Maybe prying out isn't the best verbiage.
I've tried caring more about people than they care about themselves, and it is exhausting.
That's exhausting. Yeah, that's something that I gotta stop.
So I don't pry a whole lot.
But maybe not pry. Maybe
I have
and maybe pry. Maybe it is a pry, but maybe not in a negative way.
Okay.
Maybe that you have such an influence on them.
I can't take really any credit of their accomplishments.
But maybe they might say they might say something different.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But man, I can write the greatest program in the world. I can tell you what to eat all day. I can tell you the right lifestyle. And that's it. And that's why there was a period of time when I got frustrated with fitness because I was learning all these things, and I was like.
You can say that they're doing it also because they believe in what you're doing, but they believe in themselves first and foremost, but they also heavily believe in what you're doing as well.
The greatest thing to get into, one of the greatest things to get into when advancing my coaching career has been just kind of the psychology of coaching.
Yeah.
And I took my lumps, man. I got burned a lot of times, but I kind of figured out the client that I work best with. And luckily I'm in a place where I can pick and choose who I work with. And I've had an amazing streamline. An amazing experience. Shout out Streamline Fitness. Working with a few of those individuals. Yeah, it's been really cool. So I don't know if you know this. We're going to talk some shit on Austin. Not really. Austin took me in when I had just gotten fired from another gym. I had cussed a couple people out. I wasn't in a good place with my PTSD at the time, and I don't mean to blame it on that. I'm not blameless in any of this by any stretch of the imagination, but stress was high. I got after some people and got let go from that job, but I didn't have anywhere to go. I was training for a competition. I had nothing gym-wise. As far as what I needed. I mean, I could have went and got a gym membership, sure. I didn't have anything in my garage at the time. And I texted Austin, and I was like, hey, man, I'm in a bad way. I need to get a workout this weekend. Just let me get this workout this weekend, and I'll figure out, what to do from then on. And he was like, come on in.
And how'd you know Austin already?
I had known Austin. So Austin started at CrossFit Cedar Park. I'm sure he told you this story. Excuse me. He may not have started at CrossFit Cedar Park, but he went through CrossFit Cedar Park. Spent a little bit of time at Red Side. Always knew the whole time and was very transparent with everybody that one day he wanted to do his own thing, and he ended up doing it with Streamline Fitness. And man, one thing I can say about Austin, it's neat watching, because I'm right a lot. I told you I can predict the future, but Austin has the ability to stay cool and calm and make decisions that I could never make. And hopefully I fulfill some piece of the equation up there. But that man steers that ship, and it's obviously going in the right direction. And it's helping a lot of people. And it's
definitely
probably the most successful CrossFit gym that I've seen in the 10 years that I've been in fitness. And
extremely successful. And the community is fantastic.
They're all right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that go to that gym that are just fascinating people. Bunch of different people.
I tell people this a lot, working in fitness. I get the opportunity to meet so many fascinating individuals that I probably never would have run into, just kind of in me and in my daily life. And it's great.
That's awesome.
Great networking opportunity.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm a big nerd, so
it's also just good conversation.
It is.
It's good company.
Yeah, about over 90% has been really, really good relationships. That's high. That's a lot of people.
That is really good. That is a high number. 90%. I mean,
over 90.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think a lot of people at most workspaces would say that it's at 90%.
Then again, it's only 60 minutes. So you're not getting...
True.
I guess it limits your sample size.
Maybe. I feel like that's a lot of time. I feel like in those 60 minutes, you can learn a lot about somebody.
Sure.
You can learn about how they do the WOD. You can learn about them, about how they do the WOD. You can learn about them, because a lot of people use that time also to vent at the same time, because it's kind of like that's what working out is. It's like a venting for your cells in your body, and people also use that time to kind of chat and vent about their day. Some people go on their lunch break and they'll do that too, and they'll vent during their lunch break or whatever. You can learn a lot about somebody in 60 minutes. I mean,
you can,
and you can get a pretty good if you're really paying attention.
That was horrible.
What was horrible? The taste?
Yeah.
Oh man, that bad?
Yeah. Have you had one?
No. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna take your word for it.
What is that?
I'm not a big beer drinker.
There's like guy memes about guys doing that. Oh, like, this tastes like shit. Try it.
Yeah. I'm gonna take your. I do that shit all the time. Though. I do that all the time. Hey man, this tastes like ass. Here.
Yeah.
Try it.
I've tried to be.
And normally I would try it, but then I'd be committed to drink the whole thing because I wouldn't pour it out. So. I wouldn't pour it out.
I wouldn't put that pressure on you.
I would drink it the whole thing probably. Are we
would.
good? Oh, okay. No, but what were you just saying?
Is this stuff in the shot?
Definitely.
Fuck no, we don't want to represent shit that's not paying us. For real? Fuck out of here.
But
Be careful with that, man. When
I don't
you
even
when
know
you
what-
start coming up with your podcast, because coming up in your podcast,
yeah,
like,
we've
you gotta be careful of that.
I know we've taken off some of the labels on the water bottles, but it's not something I don't know. It's not something I think about. But yeah,
It's free advertising, bro.
it's true. Fuck it.
This is look. I hate the world that you're getting into, but this is the world that you're getting into. So you need to be educated about it.
It's a good point. It's a fair
Yeah.
point. Yeah, no, we've
You're-
taken the labels off a lot of the water bottles, but yeah, it's not something I'm
You're
as conscious
you're
about.
getting into a world where your look and your dialect and your guests and your presentation is going to be your livelihood.
Not necessarily. I
No?
still make it money other ways.
Sure,
Sure,
but that's where you want this
Fuck
thing to
it.
go.
maybe
So
It
tell me.
could,
So tell me where you want this thing to go.
it could, but it doesn't mean that this has to be X, Y, or Z, or it has to be this way or that way. Like I don't care. If it's gonna go, it's gonna go no matter what. Like there doesn't have to be.
So your goal is just to do it.
Yeah, just have fun. It is what it is. Like
It's a
No.
very short term goal. It's very short sighted.
well, I'm just. I mean,
You're like goal achieved, and then what?
just keep doing it.
Okay,
Yeah. See where it goes.
I get it.
Yeah. There's no pressure on it.
No, that's not what I was trying to say.
But I'm saying, like, I'm not worried about something else. I'm not worried about.
Are you promoting it? How do you do that?
Yeah, definitely promoting it on Instagram.
Okay,
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok.
right on.
Yeah, so we promote it for sure. So it gets promoted. That's not what I mean. I don't necessarily mean that. No, what I'm saying is that if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen no matter what. Like I'm not worried about those
You believe that?
finite little things. Yeah. Yeah.
So no amount of work that you put in it is going to make it happen
No.
faster or
That's not what I said.
increase the
How you
probability
misconstrued
of.
that.
Okay,
Like,
it's going to happen anyways, though.
from the standpoint of what you
It's
were
like
talking
Christianity,
about.
right?
No, from the standpoint of what.
Sorry, and by the way,
From,
I feel like we got off on the religious talk, but I do believe in Jesus, the concept of. Christians are going to crucify me for that, but it's like Christianity. It's like, hey, go be a piece of shit all your life, and then just repent at the very end, and you're good, right? And that's why
I hope not. but
that's why most people are like, sign me up. I like
Yeah.
that one.
I mean, I I hope that's not what they think, or that's not what someone thinks.
Look,
Oh,
I heard a lot of
I
people's
know, man.
feelings.
Trust me.
I heard a lot of people's feelings.
I have. I mean, yeah.
I'm probably gonna hurt more people's feelings than
What?
any guest you've had on yet.
No, it's no. But back to hold on, no, hold on. I want to go back to what you misconstrued. No,
Okay.
you were saying that you got to care about the free advertisement or something like that,
Sure.
or the people you bring on or whatever. No, I don't. I can just do
When
do
you're,
less.
if and when your numbers get up, will you?
No, because Quentin Tarantino said it best. Like
It's
yeah.
so fresh in your mind.
Yeah, it is.
I need to watch it now.
You have to.
No
No,
spoilers.
because he said the political climate in the 80s was very similar to what we're going through now. However, it was self-inflicted versus someone else doing it to you. And he said when he wrote Reservoir Dogs right at 91, he said when that movie was coming out, everyone said that movie was just gonna flop because of the political climate in the 80s, because of they were very much more PC, they were very very careful in what they were saying, and he said fuck it, I'm gonna put the movie out anyways, and it started a whole culture shift. And I'm not saying that's what this is gonna do, but what I'm saying is that if people enjoy it, it doesn't matter. Like the people are gonna enjoy it for what it is.
Okay. So if they do or don't, that doesn't cause you.
No,
any
because
stress
that's
or- I get
because
that.
you have that choice to
I get
enjoy it
that.
or not to enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you like it, you like it. You can listen to it or not listen to it.
I get you.
Yeah, seems fair. But yeah, it's not that there's not work that goes into this that is going to contribute to its success. But
Yeah.
but there is a little bit of, or a lot of bit of luck that plays a role in some kind of massive explosion of this podcast. There's definitely luck that plays a role. Like if you could get lucky and one clip just goes viral and then boom, forever change.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna, like we said, I talked to my friends, and we're not gonna go full asshole tonight, but
That's good. That's
I think
good.
we were talking earlier. I still have a job.
Still got to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Which, what else do you do? So you work at the gym.
Yeah. So I worked at a bunch of gyms. I owned my own business for a little while.
What'd you do?
Remote training,
Okay.
what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
So I got on with James Fitzgerald and OPEX. James Fitzgerald is the first ever winner of the CrossFit Games, and a great teacher and coaching mentor for just advanced coaching skills. Not just movement, but you start getting into deeper into nutrition, deeper into lifestyle, deeper into the art of coaching, putting everything together for the individual, which can make it really hard to do group, right? But I mean, I understand the construct of group is you've got 60 minutes, you've got 20 people, and I think at Streamline we do an amazing job of getting people a really, really good workout.
I would agree. The programming is top notch.
Definitely. People don't realize the amount of time and the thought process that Austin puts into that. It's vast.
It's got to be a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. This guy's got, cycles in his head built out for next year.
Yeah.
Guaranteed
Yeah.
already. I can only imagine the climate that CrossFit's been in through COVID and just not shut down, and the competition season change. It's probably a lot.
He's a wizard when it comes to programming too.
But group can't hold a candle to the results that you can get working one-on-one with somebody.
Sure.
It still serves an amazing purpose. Group serves an amazing purpose, and it helps a lot of people. But in terms of potentially the results that you can get with one individual, there's no comparison.
No, it's definitely gonna be completely different because you'll be able to fully customize that program for that individual, and also you have a much more time.
Yeah, costs more. It's going to.
Has to.
It has to. So I had that business for a while, and it was pretty successful. I had one of my downtimes during my season, and I didn't keep up on my new recruitment, on my new sales, and COVID hit, and people couldn't afford it anymore. And I had a lot of people in 12-month contracts. I mean, man, I can't tell you got to continue to pay me when
Sure.
you're out of work.
Sure.
So I canceled contracts, and the business kind of went under. Barely staying afloat for a year or so now. Just getting to the point where we're going to pay some more things off from it and just shut it down. That's fine. What a great experience that was. I take a lot from that.
Yeah.
And a lot of that stuff I can try to hand off to where I'm at now, and help people with the experiences that they have not been through yet. Teaching is very rewarding for me. Yeah, love mentoring coaches, passing on that torch. I want the fitness world better when I go than what I found it in,
Yeah.
for sure. And want to help young coaches go further than I could go in their careers.
How you plan to do that?
I mentor a lot of young coaches. Yeah. To the extent that they'll be mentored. Help them, teach them a lot about individual design. Very, very common knowledge, group training, bodybuilding, kind of that level 1 stuff that you get in the fitness world.
Mm-hmm.
but kind of teaching them beyond that. And they come in knowing, you know, with a great kind of base of knowledge, and you just kind of like help open the door to what's next.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
That's cool. So ran your own business and then still working at Streamline.
So we're gonna streamline, man, loving it.
Yeah.
Going to school for IT.
That's
all things.
Yeah, that was my question. I was did you finish school? And then I remember that you did mention that you're back in school.
Back in school, yeah. I took a break in May, man. May is typically not a great month for me. My birthday's in May.
Okay.
My birthday is May 27th. I don't mind divulging that. The Taliban they know where I'm at. They can fucking bring it if they want. Oh, fuck, it's ISIS now. Yeah. Tim Kennedy and Max Best are going to fucking dog on me for this.
They're coming to get you.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. Fuck, man. Sorry. I had a beer. Remind me where we were going?
You were talking about going back to school.
Yeah, going back to school. University of Phoenix.
Yes, caca.
It's good, man. But you know, it's tough. I always think that I can do more than I can. And it'll come back to bite me, and I'll get overstressed, and symptoms will spike. But May is especially a difficult month because my birthday is towards the end of the month. Memorial Day is also towards the end of the month, and there was an incident where we lost a soldier that was at the beginning of the month. So here's a month that my birthday's in, and please, again, don't misconstrue this as a pity party. You know, I say this openly so that, especially so other veterans can know that they're not alone going through shit like this. Blessed to be in a point in my recovery where I can talk about stuff like this.
Yeah, and that's the theme of the podcast, honestly.
Oh, okay.
It's so that people, I mean, that's why we talk about whatever, because it's someone can relate to it, or someone can know that they're not alone with however that they're feeling.
So
May
is really fucking tough for me because it's my birthday, and it's supposed to celebrate my birthday. I'm supposed to celebrate my birthday on or a day before Memorial Day. No, man, it doesn't work for me. So everybody's like, what are you doing for your birthday? Fuck, just leave me alone. I've had some great birthdays.
Yeah.
We've rented out movie theaters, we've gone floating, but it's always kind of hard to get into. And then there's the other train of thought, right? It's like it's very cyclical. You know, those brothers and sisters that we've lost that are gone now, they wouldn't want you moping around. They would want you. They would want you
to enjoy your birthday.
They would want you to go out and enjoy your birthday, guaranteed, 100%, man. But then you kind of still have that, you know, on your shoulders, knowing they're not here. So, yeah, starts turning in your head. So May is usually pretty tough for me. So I took that month off of school. I was like, I'm not going during May. But started back up, pre-college algebra. It is what it is. I don't think I'll ever use any of this stuff ever
Probably
again
never.
after this class.
No.
But
Probably not.
We're checking the box.
Might as well take it though, just in case.
It's fun. I'm good at math.
Yeah,
I'm really.
No, and pre-cal.
Yeah.
Pre-cal is fine. Like, and algebra's fine. Calculus was terrible.
I don't think I'm going there.
Don't. It's
I'm not.
terrible.
Yeah.
I took it. It's terrible. I took it in high school. It was the worst decision of my life.
In high school, you took it.
Yeah, I had this dumb idea of taking all AP classes my senior year. So I took 6 AP classes, both semesters. Yeah, or not both semesters, but both semesters. It was a terrible idea. It was the dumbest thing. I failed all the AP tests, fucking all of them. I left half of them blank. The calculus one and the computer science one I left blank. Just could not compute.
Wow.
Like the
That's awesome.
I mean, I passed calculus, and I could teach people how to do it. But when it came to me actually taking the calculus test, because
Are you not a good test taker?
I struggle with that question because I don't know. Because
Hold on. Let's continue this. I'll be right back.
you gotta pee again?
Bro.
Holy shit, Kyle!
How many?
Jesus!
I'm a well-hydrated
This is
dude.
me too. This is a look. This is yeah, right. Is this a side effect of your ball sack getting chopped? Like, No, so that's. I always say it's back to answer the question, but that's a tough question because I was trying to figure that out too before the fight. I was like, am I a bad test taker? I was like, am I gonna be really good all the way up to the fight and then get in there and be like, fuck, I failed? So it's like a. Yeah. What a fun time. What a fun time. What a crazy man. Crazy man with, a perspective that not everybody can understand because you haven't seen something that he's seen. It's already out here. This is a Bud Light seltzer. Or you can come sit down and not drink anything else, so you don't have to pee no more.
That's not gonna happen.
No, you can't drink the Fit Aid. I was I was excited about that. No. You can't drink the Fit Aid. What the fuck? No. Damn. Alright, oof.
Sorry, man. I'm a shit
Getting me
disturber.
worked up like that. Damn.
Good. Finally.
Shit, I thought I was gonna get out of the goddamn chair.
Start.
Sheet, man. Sheet. No, to answer your question though, so
We're not throwing blows. I'm grappling the shit out of you.
Oh, we can grapple all day too.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'm
That's fine.
I'm too much stronger than you are.
Maybe we'll find out. Grappling's fun. I enjoy grappling a lot.
You wanted to talk about-
No. I was gonna answer the question. So it's a hard
Yeah.
question to answer.
Yeah.
Because I always perceived I was a bad test taker, and so I was really nervous for the fight. So I was really nervous that I was going to do really good because, again, in calculus, I could literally tutor my friend, teach her how to do the problems. She would get an A on the test, and I'd get a C because the problems that we were doing, or at least this is how I rationalized it, the problems that we were doing on the homework or the problems that we were going over in class were all using numbers. But then on the test, she would switch it up, and they would be word problems using the equations that we learned with the numbers.
Yeah, you would have to apply.
And that would fuck me up.
I feel like I
I
feel like
was
that happens to me too.
terrible. I was terrible. I didn't know what equation like the word problem was trying to get me to use. Like I just could not figure it out. I couldn't put the two. I couldn't put two and two together.
Those tripped me up on the midterm.
Yeah.
I was through up to the midterm maximum points in the class.
Yeah.
And then midterm C.
Yeah, it's just for whatever reason, she knew what she was doing, and she was the calculus teacher I had was genius. She was extremely intelligent. She was probably the second smartest teacher that I've ever had. Maybe the third smartest. The first smartest was my physics teacher. So she went to West Point for aerodynamics, and she was a genius. She was so smart. I don't know what. We still wonder why she was teaching high school physics, and she just said she just thoroughly enjoyed it. But for her final at West Point, and and someone might listen to this and maybe it's not as crazy as I perceive it to be, but she had to draw a whole airplane to scale, and had to have all the dimensions perfectly correct, everything from top to bottom. That was her final for her grad, and to me that just sounds incredibly difficult. And I think there was like more intricate. I think it was more to it, but that's just what I remember from the story.
Interesting.
But just a super intelligent person.
I love meeting those people.
Dude, me too.
Me
too. Those are the two. I mean, that's why I remember them because they're so intelligent.
I don't hold a candle, but my wife and I got a bed and breakfast in Georgetown, and when we came down for breakfast the next day, it was a meeting of this scientific institute of. It wasn't brain surgery, but it was kind of like on that level.
Could you imagine you come downstairs and Neil deGrasse Tyson's there with?
I would love to watch. I haven't gotten to watch that dude's Joe Rogan yet, but I really enjoy.
I watch it every single time he's on there.
I enjoy his delivery. He's got a little bit of a no nonsense delivery, and I fucking like that.
He's so good. He's also very comedic too. He can be. Yeah. He talks about They talk about him.
Depends on what show's on. Because I've seen Joe ask a few questions, and he's like, "Come on, Joe, you know the fucking answer to this." Like,
He does.
I fucking told you this before.
Sometimes he does get that way.
Yeah.
I find that funny
It's like,
too.
no,
'cause
it
like,
wouldn't fucking work.
It's like Joe's the little kid.
Dog people won't work.
Joe's the little kid, and like, and Neil's the dad, and Joe
Yeah.
just keeps asking
Slaps-
him dumb
he's gotta
questions.
slap his hand every once in a while.
Yeah, it's like Joe, come on, Joe. Like,
Yeah.
and no, it's great because
Joe
he's
probably
so-
does that on purpose.
Oh,
He's probably like, I'm about to fuck with
he
this
probably
dude.
irritates him. 'Cause yeah, right. Like right now. Yeah, Roth will do that to me. Roth knows how to get like me just 0 to 100 just worked
Who's
up.
this? Really?
Just yeah. And so he knows what buttons to push. At
I
this
love
point.
that about you, by the way.
He knows what buttons to push at this point, and so he'll just get a quick rise. And I feel like Joe knows what buttons to push on Neil.
Yeah.
He loves but bringing up like I love when he breaks down movies. That's probably my favorite segments.
Who's that,
When-
Joe?
When Neil deGrasse Tyson just breaks down science movies and like who
gotta watch it, man.
who did their
Yeah.
work. Well, you know, James Cameron hired him because so when Titanic initially came out, there was a constellation in the movie based on the day and time that the movie took in place. That constellation wouldn't have been there, and so Neil deGrasse Tyson had commented on it and was saying that it was wrong, and because it would have been this constellation at this time. And James Cameron, being the perfectionist that he is, hired Neil deGrasse Tyson. So when they remastered Titanic, they fixed the sky.
Oh, wow.
So the sky was completely accurate in the remaster
That's amazing.
from the first one.
And he just knew it by looking at it.
yeah,
Oh.
genius.
So I feel like my brain works pretty fucking good.
But
It don't work on that level.
it don't
man.
work like that.
It don't work on that level.
It doesn't work like
I
that.
admire it. I
Oh,
admire
I
brains
find
that
it the
work
most fascinating thing ever.
Yeah. I definitely admire it.
That's why I enjoy doing this, because I enjoy picking apart everybody's brain and seeing what makes them tick and like how they tick and you can really get a good understanding from sitting down for this long period of time.
You can.
And it's really cool to watch the progression or listen to the progression of someone throughout the podcast and just how it changes. And
It'll be neat to watch. I hope that it's valuable to you.
nah, it's
So you're like, I don't want to come on and bomb.
no, you're not bomb. No one's bombed.
Oh no, I'm having
No one's bombed at all. Like
I know
every
that I'll
episode
have a
is
good time,
uniquely
but
is uniquely awesome.
that's why I was asking you, like, if you want to build this thing and like where you want to go with it.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't want to put this like pressure on it.
There's not. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I just want to enjoy it because when it becomes work, then things get dicey. So I just want to enjoy it until, if one day it becomes work, then I want to enjoy it for as long as I can before it becomes work, and then it's like, oh, still gotta work.
Nice.
Versus, oh, this is my relaxation after work.
I'm proud of you, man.
I appreciate that.
I'm happy for you.
It's a weird time. I had an article published about me. So I guess when people see this,
I've been
it's
seeing
about
these and I've been
about a month.
saving them. My week has been crazy, but I've been saving these to
Yeah,
try
so
to-
I had one done, and then another company reached out to me the other day, and I did another one. And it's weird. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm very much one of those people. I don't know. I guess I get a little weird with compliments. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just kind of just doing my thing. Like, I don't think that we're doing anything that crazy, but people really enjoy it and people respect it. And I don't know. I guess I downplay it a lot in my head.
Yeah.
I downplay a lot of things in my head.
This reminds me of a lot of what I've been seeing on some of the reels and stuff that I watched lately. And Eminem's been coming up a lot. And there was a story about how he was a platinum selling artist, and he called his manager to ask him if he could afford a watch because he wasn't accustomed to even fathoming that amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to know that about him, but the just immense impact that he had on the world is it's pretty disparate. It's definitely two sides to a coin. It's definitely two ends to a spectrum.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I can understand a small,
Fascinating individual.
small portion of that. Because, I don't know. Yeah, it's just weird. It's like, I don't feel like I've done anything in order for someone to care enough to make an article about it.
Well, you have, and did you enjoy the process?
Oh, yeah, no, it's cool. No, I did enjoy it. It's just kind of weird. I don't know.
Like weird.
Yeah, just weird.
Like it turned you on weird? Or?
No, just weird. No, just weird. Like in the sense of.
Sorry, man. I had to like break this up a little bit.
In the sense of like.
So for those of you that can't see our feet,
Hey, he's over here freaking playing footsies.
I've been playing footsies with Jordan for the entire episode. And he's actually held his shit together pretty good. I made him slip a couple times.
A little bit. Well, now, because I'm like trying to figure out where I was going with that.
No, you're good. No, I get it. I understand.
But no, it was cool. It was cool, and it makes me happy that other people enjoy it. So that is cool.
Brother, I got to work in the morning.
Yes, sir. You ready?
I am.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to
I'll finish it for you.
do it.
I'll finish it for you.
Take that lime beer.
Well, tell everybody where they can find you. Or do you
Tell everybody where they can find me.
Well, do you take
I don't know if I want people finding
Well,
me.
do you take clients?
So I take clients primarily through the gym.
Well, you can definitely.
So you can contact Streamline CrossFit, Streamline Fitness Company. Just Google Streamline CrossFit in Cedar Park, Texas. You'll find us. We offer free week trials. And we've got a big, diverse coaching group right now that's really, really exciting to be around, to be honest.
Yeah.
So great community. Come on by. Saturdays, every Saturday, we've got weightlifting at 8 a.m. And then we've got a community workout at 9:30 a.m. So appreciate you letting me plug that, man. Like I said, Austin picked me up when I was down, and I will forever be grateful for that.
That's
Absolutely. And that means a lot
That's awesome.
for a brother to help, even if he
Yeah.
is a Marine.
Well, Kyle, I thoroughly enjoyed this. You're a great person.
Thanks, man.
You definitely make Thursday mornings, the Thursday morning classes that you coach, fun, and it's a good switch up.
That's a special group.
Because every other day that I go,
Episode 2.
yeah, every other day that I go, it's always Tyra. So it's a nice, it's a nice little switch up in the middle of the week.
I enjoy Tyra.
Oh, Tyra's great.
I enjoy Tyra.
Tyra's great.
We haven't talked. Oh man, we haven't talked shit about Tyra. Okay, episode 2.
Oh, but we do have to tell the joke.
So
Because we said that we were going to tell the joke.
I don't know. I don't even know if we got the whole punchline in, but we were talking about Austin.
I'm talking about Austin's podcast and how he was kind of quiet.
Well,
and
not
how
only
Jeffrey was too scared to tell him to move closer to the mic.
So Jeffrey was
Jeffrey was terrified.
Terrified.
He told me afterwards he was shaking. No, I'm just kidding. That's fucked up.
In his
No,
chinos.
he really wasn't. No,
But
Jeffrey wasn't scared
Austin,
at all. He just,
he has
just
a
way
low
too
voice.
fucking nice.
He already has a low voice,
And then he was
and
then-
he was like just hard, like deep, like deep.
Yeah, so Kyle said he's top heavy and was just leaning back in the chair and just kept getting further away from the
So
mic.
he just kept rolling. And
Farther
rolling.
away from the mic the whole
rolling.
episode, and so he just got quieter and quieter.
Austin's great. I love that dude. He's got a beautiful family.
Yeah, congrats on the house, Austin.
Absolutely.
Congrats, Austin. I saw the yard work. Good job. By the time you see this, the yard's probably done.
Is he doing
But
his yard, or does he have
He
somebody
did his
doing
yard.
He did his
No,
yard?
he did his yard today. Well, he took a picture of it as if he did it.
That's funny.
He didn't really specify, though. He didn't really specify if he did it or if he hired someone to do it.
We
But he
need to
said
find out, because Marines can't really stay in the lines very well.
the grass looked a little crooked.
A little crooked,
A
so it's
little.
probably him.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you, Austin.
All right, Austin. Kyle,
Thanks, brother.
thank you, buddy.
I appreciate you, man.
Enjoy you. Have a good day, guys. We'll see y'all next time.